Is your instinct extinct, Cancer? Have you been ignoring that beautiful intuition of yours for too long in favor of perhaps listening to what other people needed or wanted? It is a danger of being a lunar person such as yourself that you can dip into the waters of others and lose a little bit of the sight of yourself. Hi, Cancer. Welcome to Zira's Journey. I'm Madeline, if we haven't met before. And here on this channel, we use a compass of courage, curiosity, compassion, and creativity to get where it is we're trying to go by being exactly where the fuck we are. So let's talk about instincts. Before we get into your tarot reading for the month and see where you are in your story, Spirit wants to give you kind of a theme, kind of an orientation point or a main idea to keep coming back to. And for you this month, Cancer, it is get wild. Look at that primal fucking imagery. And there's your mother moon, your ruler. So, get wild, get primal. What are your instincts telling you? And listen, Cancer, I hope that you didn't take it personally when I asked you if your instinct is extinct, because I think in this modern age, a lot of people's instinct is missing. And we have been trained, so socially and societally, to respond to external stimulus more than to respond to our internal compass, which is the whole point of this channel, is to get back in touch with that. So, let me do a little bit of, it's not even shameless self-promotion, it's just to say, what would it look like to, in February, keep in your mind's eye that compass of courage, curiosity, compassion, creativity. If I bring these things with me into everything that I do, I'm going to have a better, more expansive, more fun experience. Truly, any experience, right? What would your life look like to use that compass very consciously? What does your primal voice, your instinctual voice sound like? And if you don't know, again, there's nothing wrong with you. You've responded to societal and cultural teachings. But now you're being offered some liberation. Cancer people are deeply intuitive. They are deeply in touch with their emotions, but the intuition goes deeper than the emotion. Emotion can be informed by intuition, but the vice versa is true as well. And that's what Spirit is saying and emphasizing. We want to get in deeper touch with your intuition this month. And part of that is to stop shaming yourself about what you need. Because when we talk about getting wild and primal, right? Primal, we think about needs. I need to eat, I need to breathe, I need to drink. And then, for most animals, I need to reproduce. So there's some pleasure built into that. But Spirit wants you to find more of what you crave and to indulge in more of what you crave. You don't crave things for no reason. Our bodies don't crave certain foods and things like that for no reason. Now, Spirit's being funny and being like, no, don't get us wrong. Doesn't mean we always crave the best things. I've been having this discussion with a few people, now Spirit's bringing it up again. We often, especially in the spiritual community, right? It's sort of glamorized to talk about getting in touch with your intuition. And as if everything is suddenly going to fall into place, or you're going to become a millionaire, or all the things that you wanted happened to you because you got in touch with your intuition. Part of the fucking process of getting into your intuition is getting really fucking uncomfortable and recognizing where you've been going against yourself for maybe a long time, maybe your whole life. So there is some discomfort involved in the shift of listening to and getting in touch with your instinct and your intuition. And that's okay. I just want you to have that in your back pocket so that no, I'm not going in the wrong direction because I suddenly found myself crying when I told this friend for the first time no over the phone. I didn't make the wrong decision. I'm recalibrating. Part of my programming is telling me call them back and tell them you're going to do it, and that sorry for even saying that you couldn't. No, don't roll back on your progress. Listen to yourself and then support yourself in the aftercare of the discomfort of listening to yourself for one of the first times in your life. Get a little wild, ask for what you need. Piss some people off, leave them confused. Happy February, Cancer. Let's get into the story. Let's get into the story of your month and see how this theme of getting wild, of getting in touch with your instincts, which, remember, I like to say that instinct is intelligence free from analysis. I don't like that bitch. I don't want to be around her. I got no reason to think that I don't want to be around this guy or whatever, but I'm going to trust that shit. Okay. Whew, Spirit got a lot to say. Let's get into it. Cancer, in the month of February, Spirit, what themes, what energies, what issues and situations is Cancer dealing with in February? What do they need to know for their highest good, for their greatest sense of joy, peace, abundance, love, pleasure, possible, Spirit? What does Cancer need to know in the month of February? Where are they at the present moment? What do they need to know about where they've been to get where they're going in the future? And what do they need to know to step into that future with the most joy, abundance, peace, pleasure, sense of self? How can Cancer get in touch with their instincts and live by them to their benefit in the month of February, Spirit? What do they need to know? Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, Cancer Dominant people. What do they need to know for their highest good? Okay. Spirit, say we need a couple more. You the boss. Cancer in the month of February, Spirit. Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. Whew. What they need to know for their highest good. Okay, let's go. Beautiful. Don't give up hope. That's what I'm hearing, Cancer. Wow. Don't give up hope. You've got the sun, the moon, the stars, the world, all right here. Wow. Okay. Wow. So, Cancer, let's come to the center of your reading. One of my favorite cards. Your vulnerability is your strength. Don't forget to share, you know? And believe me, Cancer, I know. Most Cancerian people don't have to be reminded to share. When I say share, I mean share what you need. Share what you like. Share what you're going through. Don't just be the person who's, you know, has a perennially wet shoulder because everybody's always coming to you. True relationship and true vulnerability is a shared state of softness and vulnerability. And if you find yourself being the strong one all the time, it might be time. No, it's time. My God, these cards. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Oh my God. Okay. Sorry, Spirit. I knew it. Has a lot to say. It is time. I like to be diplomatic. I'm a Libra sun with a Cancer moon. I like to be diplomatic, but it is time. It's time to stop being the strong friend. That doesn't mean you have to stop being strong. Doesn't mean you have to stop helping people. But to identify as the strong friend who, like, you know, and the mom friend and the friend who, like, oh, everybody else doesn't have their shit together, but I help them out, or, you know, like, everybody else I need to look out for because the world is my children, or whatever. That is hindering you. It's getting in the way of a sense of abundance and self. Your reading is beautiful. Like, your cards are fantastic. You just, listen, Spirit put me here to go into the deep shit, and that's what we're going to do. So, we're doing a Celtic cross, right? Center of the reading, the star, crossed by 9 of Wands. So all this beautiful hope, vulnerability, optimism, and Spirit is saying openness to change, openness to new things flowing in. This is I'll just say it, blocking the blessings. Nine of Wands is like, I'm so tired. I'm like in constant vigilance. I'm, again, the strong friend. And you know all those memes about like, check on your strong friend. Well, Spirit's like, hey, strong friend, ask for help. I know. This is not about like, hey, well, why aren't you asking for help? Spirit wants a shift for you. Crowning your reading, sitting on top, sitting in the place of what everybody can see, right? Like what's manifesting, how something inside of you is manifesting in your life. Four of Cups is actually the Moon in Cancer card. Like, astrologically speaking, the Tarot Association is Four of Cups. And it's a little bit of, I'm so nostalgic, so sentimental for the past or a fantasy or my version of how things should be, that I might miss something amazing and different and new that wants to come to me. And then look at the card in the position of the kind of hidden factor. Literally, the love, the breakthrough, the nourishment, the availability, the openness that you want so much to experience and to receive. And Spirit is asking an uncomfortable question, Cancer. How often do you find yourself giving to receive? You know, no blame, no shame, no judgment. We don't do that here. It's just noticing. Like, you know what? I do act this way because I would like them to act this way back. That doesn't make you wrong. That doesn't make you bad. But if your actions are not actually in alignment with what you want to do, it can leave you feeling resentful, disenchanted, closed off, cut off. And what Spirit is showing me is a mother watching the playground and watching the kids play. And sitting in the energy around you, here's the kids playing. It's you watching other people go like play and mess around and try things and do things because you are holding the container for them to do it safely. And Spirit's like, hey, what about you? What about you? Wouldn't it be wild for you to care about you and focus on you in the month of February? That'd be pretty fucking wild of you. Pretty primal. And just so you know, your cards in both arenas say, get wild. There's your sister again, your mother moon. The moon is in the position of where you find yourself figuring out some murky shit, going through a pretty dramatic transformation and shift. Your life is changing. Your life is changing. There's a cycle of completion coming up. And I want to give you some reassurance that if you feel in the month of February like things are like this, like it's like a wavelength, things are not sure, things are unsteady, please remember, we can only see the stars at night. They're always there. But that's when they show up, is when things get dark. And when things get dark, we can't orient ourselves by what we can see except for the stars. You know, if we will run crashing into trees if we're trying to move full speed in the dark. There's a trust and a slowness and a vulnerability that comes with being like, I don't know exactly what's happening or what to do, but I could really use some help. I could really use some love. I could really stand to tell the world like, hey, you know, I know that I'm really strong, and I know that like I'm a good provider and I can hold the space, but I get tired of mothering everyone in my life. I want to rest in my worth. I want to rest and receive. And part of that feels financial, Cancer. Everything is energy. And our internal belief system structure informs, if not directly summons, the amount of abundance we feel we can receive, and therefore we do receive. You may have heard me say before, we get what we think we deserve. If the world operated on the concept of nice people get nice things, bad people get bad things, or whatever, the world would look dramatically different. But my understanding is that it does operate, because we're that powerful, on we get what we think we deserve. and you are in the midst of a shift. And it feels like for many of you, of course, these are general readings, Cancer. If you ever want to go deeper and get a personal reading, the ways to do that are in the box below. But I receive a few different messages, and if something hits your intuition and rings, please trust that. If it doesn't, then it's for some other Cancer, and I don't want you to worry about it. But regardless of which, where in which arena you are feeling this, Cancer, all Cancer people are going through a recognition of where they have given up parts of themselves in order for other people to succeed, get along, have peace, whatever. You cannot keep eliminating yourself from the equation and expect things to add up. That's what Spirit is saying. I said you have the sun and the moon and the stars all in your reading. The heavens are on your side. Allow yourself to change and transform. Appreciate yourself. Visit that inner child that all of us have. If you feel like that's a weird request, that's indicative of just how badly you need to talk to your inner child. What do they want? What do they need? What part of you has to be locked away so that other people can be the child? You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. You get to be here too. The key to your reading: change, ending, said, transformation over the course of February. What aspects of you need to die so that the real you can fucking live and live it up? The future, the world, understanding, graduation, completion. I mean, these two cards have some things in common because we can't have a beginning without an ending. And death always leads to rebirth, understanding, reconstituting. The world sits in your future. Publicity, acclaim, attention, like I said, literal or figurative graduation. Like, wow, I really did that. And I feel on top of the world. Like, I feel like I can understand why everything happened the way that it did. And that is a wonderful place to go from being deeply confused and unsure of how things are going and dealing with your shadow, which is just your inner child with a sheet over its head trying to spook you into paying attention to it. That's what Spirit just said, and that's where we're going to leave the reading, Cancer. Hot damn. How do y'all feel? How is this hitting you? Questions, comments, stories? I'm always very gratified by those of you that are willing to share. So thank you for doing that. Like if you like it. Send to a friend, subscribe if you vibe. I would deeply, deeply appreciate it. It means a whole fucking lot, and I get really excited anytime I see any of those little numbers go up. It's my secret shame, my not so secret shame. Listen, we're shedding secret shame. We're doing it. Cancer Moon, we're doing it right now, Cancer. I'm with you in solidarity. Reminder: if you ever want to get a personal reading, or you'd like to support the channel on Patreon and get free daily readings and things, all the cool stuff is in that info box below. I really appreciate you being here, Cancer, and I hope this time has served you very well. If I don't see you in a video before then, I hope I'll see you in your March reading. Bye, Cancer.